guys, it's Stacy. I'm doing a book review video today. I haven't done one of these in quite a while, and it's going to be Halloween themed, as you can see from my bats. I just finished reading Abraham Lincoln, Vampire Hunter last night by Seth Grahame Smith. He's the guy who wrote Pride and Prejudice and Zombies, but I have not read that book. I've only read this one from him, and I will be reading lots more from him. Let me just say that I absolutely freaking love this book. This book was so good. It seems like it's going to be incredibly corny. I was a little apprehensive when I first picked it up. It was at 2nd and Charles. It's a used bookstore we have, and they had this big Halloween display of, you know, books for this time of month, like October Halloween related books. And this was on it. I think it was about $2, if that. And I saw it and I was like, is that going to be stupid? You know, like, if they're going to go with it, they better make it really good, because, you know, it's Abraham Lincoln, and I don't want to see Abe be made to look stupid. So I was a little apprehensive, but I went ahead and picked it up because I didn't already have a Halloween type book that I was reading this month. And I love history, as you guys know. Alright, I have to keep stopping because I'm highly distracted, and cars keep going by and airplanes keep flying over, and I have this giant spider thing over there. You can't see it, but it's like this big, and it's on a bush, and there's a big ass spider crawling on top of the spider. So it looks like a baby spider on a mom's. It's weirding me out. It's like 10 feet away from me, and I'm so creeped out by it. I keep like looking at it going, is it near me? Is it coming? Like, where is it? Sorry, like you care. Anyway, this book starts out with a guy, and you know what's really weird is this guy is literally only mentioned in the very beginning of the book, and he's in modern times. It's like set in modern times-ish. And he's in the beginning of the book, and basically a vampire comes across him and likes him and discovers that the guy, I wish I remembered his name, I should have looked this up. The guy is a writer. Actually, I think it's Seth Grahame Smith. That's it. Now I remember. The main guy in the book, or the writer in the book, is this guy, which I thought was a really cool twist. So this guy puts himself into the book, okay? So he's a writer in the book, and he comes across a vampire, and the vampire entrusts him with basically the journals and diary entries of Abraham Lincoln. And he tells the guy, if I'm going to trust you with this stuff, you can't tell anybody about it, and you have to write this story, the story that goes along with the diary and the journals and all that stuff. And so the guy takes it upon himself to write the story. So basically, I don't know, the first few chapters are about the vampire and the guy, the writer, and then the rest of the book is all about what the guy writes. It's basically his story, and he's writing Abraham Lincoln's biography, basically, starting from his childhood all the way up until he dies. But it's not the biography that we know, it's not the story that we know, although the author did such an amazing job at adding in real life stuff. He took parts of real life speeches and real things out of history, and he followed the correct timeline, and he had, you know, the real characters of real people that lived, and he had battles in there, and I'd say probably 80 to 90% of what's in this book is true, okay? Follow along with me here. I'd say most of the stuff that's in this book is true, okay? He does a fantastic job at writing out the timeline of Abe Lincoln's life. But little do we know is that there are vampires in this world, and Abraham Lincoln discovers them as a child, and he ends up spending his life fighting vampires. Now, seriously, it sounds ridiculous. I know, I'm with you. It sounds ridiculous, but it is so not. I gotta say, the way this book was written had me questioning. Okay, you're gonna think I'm cuckoo. It had me questioning, like, dang, that person was a vampire? That makes sense. Like, that makes total sense. It's written in such a way to where certain characters through history that we all know very well, you would read about them in this book and be like, holy crap, I had no idea that guy was a vampire. How did I miss that? Of course he's a vampire. Like, literally, my husband was sitting next to me while I'm reading this, and I was like, guess what? Guess who else is a vampire? My husband thought I had lost my mind. And I'm like, no, but really, listen to this. It all works out. It all makes sense. Seriously, you've got to read this book. It's that well done that it had me convinced that, you know, there are real vampires, and they were sprinkled throughout history, and they were making things happen in early United States, and Abe Lincoln was hunting them. For real, I was so convinced. It's that good. So anyway, like I said, it follows his whole life up into his death. And the ending of the book, I've got to mention the ending of this book because I am a person who has the hardest time with the ending of books. I could read 50 books and only like the ending of one or two of them. I feel like authors have a really hard time closing the book out and giving me a really good final sentence that I'm happy with. Okay, maybe it's just me. I don't know if anybody else ever has this issue, but it really makes me upset when I read this book and it's so great and I'm so invested, and then the last sentence is the stupidest sentence they ever could have wrote for this book, and I'm like, oh, that's it? It kind of messes up the book for me. This is a long rant. I'm sorry. But this book, I gotta say, I read the last sentence and I'm like, Grant, listen to this. And I tell him basically the last sentence and why that last sentence was so important to the whole story and why I loved it so much. This book had such a great last sentence. It had such a great ending that it made the book all that much better. I gotta say, blown away. So blown away. I give this book 5 stars out of 5 stars on Goodreads. I would recommend it to anyone who likes history. You have to like history to like this book. I've got to say, it's probably not for everybody if you're not into like the timeline of things and historical figures and battles, and there's a lot with the Civil War in here. If you're not into that, you're probably not going to like the book. Read the book and you liked it or didn't like it or whatever, let me know what your thoughts are down below. I know Bree Fauché, my friend on YouTube, she said that she read it and she absolutely loved it. So that means it's really good. If 2 of us on YouTube say it's awesome, you need to read it. So please go out and read this book and let me know what you think of it. And if you have any other Halloween type videos that you want to see from me, let me know, because this is one of my favorite times of year. I love Halloween. We do a lot to celebrate it around my house. Well, not really celebrate it, but not like pagans, you know, dancing around in our nightgowns in the dark or anything like that. But we have a lot of fun with it. We watch all the scary movies and read scary stories and dress up and all that stuff. So yeah, if you have any, you know, videos you'd like to see from me, let me know in the comments below. If you like this video, please like it and subscribe. I'm at 97 subscribers, guys, 97. And I've been at 96, 97 for like 2 weeks now. So it would be fantastic if I could get to 100. I would really appreciate it. And I will see you guys soon. Bye.